Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the podcast. This is Beverly-Fells-Jones, the silver fox of consciousness, and today I just want to talk about something that's been bugging me, I guess this week, mainly because I am seeing all the holiday decorations going up and people going and doing shopping and trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to buy so and so for Christmas and that kind of thing. And I decided that this year I'm going to talk about it again. I talked about it years ago, but right now I'm looking at it in a different light. And so that's why I named this podcast, What to Give an Old Person for Christmas. But it can also be what to give a young person for Christmas, or your cousin, or your niece, or your uncle, or your mother-in-law, or your sister, or whomever. This has been something, the idea of giving gifts and not making it all about, the spending of money and holidays. I know there are families out there who say, they put a limit on the amount of money you can spend and what you can spend it on. Other families, I come to understand listening a little bit about the royal family in England. They do gag gifts. I mean, because what do you give a queen? Yeah, right? So, what do you give and why do you give it? And what is the, what do I want to say? The reason that you're giving the gift. So, let me talk a little bit about how a person feels when they get a gift. We're not talking about, you and you giving a gift, but let's talk about how you feel when you receive a gift. Let's talk about when you receive a gift of something that you truly loved and you've wanted and you've desired it, and somebody got it for you. You may have secretly been desiring it. You may or may not have told somebody about it. So I'm going to take some excerpts from the book I wrote in 2002, and it's called From Prude to Siren, 3 Stages to Fantastic Sex and a Rewarding Relationship. And you will not find it under Beverly-Fells-Jones. So you're just going to have to look up the title if you want to get it. But there is a rule, because I had 10 rules for transformation, and there was rule number 6. And rule number 6 was give your loved ones gifts. And I have a quote before that I would say all the time. A gift is something that the person who receives it wants. Let me repeat that. A gift is something that the person who receives it wants. A present is something you want them to have. There's a difference. Thank you for the present. And I've gotten lots of presents in my life. And at this moment, I have several presents sitting in my garage, and it's called the regifting pile. You all know about those. It's the regifting pile. You don't want to tell a person, thank you, but no thank you, and especially when somebody gives you a gift that you weren't expecting a gift from. And so so a gift is something that the person who receives it wants. So I'm going to read you this story. When I was a freshman in college, and this is me talking in the book, everyone around me had parkas. Parka is a coat for those of you who may not know, and I wanted one very badly. My parents were doing all they could to put me through school. One day I went to my mailbox at the student union and found a note to come to the window. I had received a box. In it was a pink parka from my neighbor, who was my mother's best friend. She had sent to me this present. I cried, and I kept asking my friends, how did she know that that was what I wanted the most? It was a fabulous gift, and I learned how great it was to get something you really wanted versus getting something someone decided to give you. A gift is something that the person who receives it desires. A present is something you want them to have. There is a fine distinction. So think about, before you go buying gifts and doing that kind of stuff, think about what would be most appreciated by the person that you are giving that present to. The other thing is, are you giving the present because you think it's expected? I think about people who give presents at work, or the boss who gives a present at Christmas time. And what is it that he wants to give you? I had a boss that gave me a weekend for two at a bed and breakfast. He gave it to all of us. That boss gave me that bread and breakfast gift in 1997. That voucher is still sitting in my drawer. I've never been. At the time, I was in a situation that if I went, I was going by myself. I had nobody that I really wanted to take with me for that romantic weekend. So it's still sitting in my drawer. So that bed and breakfast owner, if they're still there and they still own it, got some extra money in their pocket from someone who never used it. And it's my understanding there were a couple other people. One person gave theirs away, and somebody else, a couple people went on the weekend trip, and so some gave them away, and a couple did go, and I didn't have anybody to give it to. So, and then time passed, and I've never really researched it. He thought it was wonderful because he had gone and spent that weekend there and thought it would be a nice, relaxing thing. I would have just have preferred a gift certificate to go to dinner somewhere in the city. But it wasn't something that I really cherished. And that was a lot of money to be spent. So what are you spending money on and giving to a person? So let's get back to an old person. Giving a gift to an old person. Listen, there's just enough slippers, house coats, scarves, knitted hats that an old person has in their cupboard. And you go, but what do I give Grandma? Well, what do I do? The key is to ask her. If you've got a relative that is, I'll say, ambulatory, who's able to get around, who loves to do things, ask them what they love to do. What is it? Something they spend money on. For me, it's like going to the movies, buying books, going out to dinner, playing a round of golf, So there are things that they may do that they like. And you can find that out instead of just going up there and buying something because you need to give it to them. And if you can and you saw something that was $10, just get them a $10 gift certificate to Cheddar's or Applebee's. Or if they love McDonald's, get it from McDonald's. A friend of mine, I was telling her about this last night, and she said her brother sent her a gift card. And she said for 6 months, it paid for her to stop at McDonald's, get her breakfast sandwich and her coffee. Right? She said she pulled that card out when she was going through the drive-through. And she said she would talk to him, and every time she talked, she said, I think about you every morning. And he said, really? She said, yeah, every time I pull out my gift card and I go to the drive-through. Isn't that wonderful? My daughter gives me gifts such as breakfast in bed, or I'll cook dinner for you, or I'll wash your car, or I'll do those kinds of things because I don't want presents like you have to spend money, you know? So offering, I'll take you out to lunch, once a quarter. Maybe that's your mom or your dad or your aunt that you really like. I'll come spend Tuesday afternoons with you or Tuesday evenings with you, and we can play games, or we can, I'll cook you dinner. Time is precious. Now, for me, time is precious. But what if that relative is far away? Well, pick up the phone and ask them, what do you really love? I don't want to give you. Oh, you don't have to give me anything. I know I don't have to. But what is it that you love? Would a gift card, a Visa card be good for you? Or would you like a gift card to a specific restaurant or chain of restaurants? Old folks. Now if the person you're looking for is someone that's in a nursing home, is not able to get around, look to see what they need. Now, if those slippers are tattered and torn, yeah, get them some slippers and take the old ones with you. If their house coat that they are wearing, you better find out first if it's their favorite house coat and they're not going to give it up. But if it's something like that, then yes. But again, pay attention to what it looks like. If that house coat is dark brown plaid or a dark color, or or a bright flowery whatever, if you're going to replace it in kind. If they like that dark colored house coat, you buy them a dark colored house coat. If those slippers are flip-flops kind, then you replace them with that. If they say, my mother once, she said, my feet are so cold, and she was sick at the time. And I said, would you like me to get you some fluffy slippers, like some, with all the fluff and cozy and warm? And she said yes. And I got her those fluffy slippers, and she put them on immediately, and she was happy. And it wasn't long after that I lost her to the universe. But it was a gift, a present, something that I did for her that she really needed and wanted. Another time she talked about, I'd love to have some soup, some chicken soup. So I made her a big pot of chicken soup, and put it in some Tupperware containers, put some in the freezer, some in the refrigerator, and Dad could give her soup when she wanted it. So when you're looking for a way to show your appreciation, to give them a gift of something they desire. Now, if you've got friends, I went to lunch with some friends last year and we got together and they had presents. Well, I didn't bring any presents. I wasn't expecting that we were doing, nobody said we were doing a present exchange, right? So they gave up presents and I felt bad because nobody told me we were doing a gift exchange because I would have found something. So again, if you're going to do something like that, and if it's a group of you, if you're going to do a gift exchange, please let people know. If it's just something that you're meeting them and you wanted to give them a gift, fine. But here again, I'm going to tell you, do not just give them something that you found that you thought was fabulous, because they may not feel the same way. You may see, oh, I absolutely love these chicken enchiladas. I'm just picking something out of the air. Let me get Beverly a set of these for her freezer because I know she'll enjoy them. I don't like enchiladas. So she would have given me that, or you would have given me that. It would have gone into my freezer for a little while, and I would have said to my daughter, you like Mexican food, you like this, you like enchiladas, yes, here, you can have those. Perfumes are very personal. Now, if a guy gives a woman a perfume, that's one thing. But if you, as a girl, and it's his girlfriend or his wife, that's one thing, because it's a smell he wants to smell on her. Now, she might not like it, but she'll wear it. If she loves him, she'll wear it to make him happy. But if you're a girlfriend and you see this, I had a girlfriend once, and we had gone out, and there were all these perfumes, right? And they were saying, try these perfumes, try these perfumes. I said, no. And she said, why? I said, because I wear red by Giorgio. And she looked at me and she says, that's an old perfume. I said, yep. I had my first car. I got my first gift of it in 1988. I said, and I love the smell. I don't know if they make it anymore, but I've got several bottles at home, so I will be using it until it runs out, and then I'll find something else. Before that, I wore a fragrance by Estee Lauder for many, many years. Perfumes are personal. So therefore, don't give perfumes. So there's another lady I was talking with, and she is very pregnant. And they had a shower for her. And I said to her, okay, so you got a shower for for the baby. You got everything you need. This is your third child, so you probably didn't need but so much. She said, yeah. I said, what did you get for you? And she said, nothing. I said, okay, then that's what I'm going to do. I want to get you something that will pamper you, or let you be pampered for yourself. Is that okay? She said yes. And then I went on to tell her that I make soap and I have made lotions and bath salts and milk bath. What fragrance do you like? And she said lavender. I said, okay, I think I have lavender at home. So I'll see if I can get you some lavender flavored bath salts for your bath, some lotion, some soap that will make you happy. And so that's what I'm going to do. But again, it's going to be a gift that she will appreciate. So hopefully you are understanding exactly what I'm saying here about gift giving and giving to an old person, but also a new person. If you are a boss and you're giving gifts to your people, think of something that they would like, or figure out who they are and what they are. What do they buy? What do they talk about? And give them something that is what they tell you that they like, instead of one blanket thing that was a lot of money that got wasted by me and a couple other people. All right. Let me finish reading this chapter in from Prude to Siren. After listening to your loved one to find out any special wants or needs, and you still haven't a clue, ask their best friend, mother, sister, brother, father, uncle, boss, or anyone else who knows him or her. Ask if your partner has had any musings about something special she or he would want to have or need. This will put you on the right track for buying or giving the right gift. Does your partner have a hobby that requires tools or supplies? Why not buy the tool that they really want, or give a gift certificate from their favorite supply store? Give them a subscription to a magazine that specializes in their hobby. Do they enjoy playing video or board games? Get them the latest edition or the newest hot video. When you're out shopping and see something that your loved one could use, buy it. It may only cost you $1 or $2, but to them the thought is what counts. Sometimes you will buy or make an item that you don't want to give right away. Save it. Put it on a shelf. When a special moment comes, wrap it and give it. The most precious gift you can give is your time. Spend time doing something your loved one enjoys. Remember, if you give a gift or a favor and expect a return for it, it's not a gift, but a trade. When you give your loved one a gift, they will appreciate the gesture on a higher level of appreciation than if you give a present. From G's own mouth, I love the gifts you give. They cater to all my minor vices. Let your love enjoy the gifts you give, and cater, cater, cater. This is Beverly-fells-Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please give it a thumbs up if you're watching it on YouTube. On iTunes, please give a favorable review. If you're on Spreaker, the same thing. Please follow me, and whenever I upload a new video, or if you're on the podcast stations, whenever I upload a podcast, you will be notified. So take care, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you for listening today. Please share the link to this show with your friends and family so that they can learn how to be the best that they can be. Visit my website at commandingyourlife.com. and follow me on Facebook. Have any suggestions for the show? Just contact me by emailing Beverly at commandingyourlife.com. Be sure to join me on the next episode. As you have believed, let it be done to you, and it is so.